very frenetic. There's the week prior to harvest where you're kind of on pins every day, waiting for that day when you're actually going to go. Usually we make the call the day before or so. Once that day finally comes, it's a bit of a relief, but it's still a panic because it's going to be a very long day for everyone. So the more time you spend with one vineyard, obviously the more comfortable you're going to be with how the chemistry and how the flavor profile works.
There are a lot of factors that are part of making a picking decision. The aspect of the vine, the canopy, the color of the seed, the texture and the look of the berries, the history of the vineyard as far as bricks level when they were picked the year before and the year before. Also putting in perspective the weather and Mother Nature, which is your toughest boss. All of our fruit for Crest is hand-picked. The Chardonnay grapes are transferred into a pneumatic press with a gentle pressing cycle, a settling overnight, and all barrel fermented with various amount of new oak.
For Pinot Noir, again, from the vineyard, it's kind of the same beginning. We want to be first thing in the morning, we want it cool. It's very, very important with Pinot Noir that the fruit come in cool. We put it onto the sorting table because we need to sort out very meticulously all the leaves, all the bad bunches if there are any in there, anything that's foreign matter to get it out. And then it goes into the stemmer. And it's much more important that we get all that leaves and mog material other than grapes out, because the nature of Pinot Noir is to be in open fermenters for 7 or 10 days. So if you have junk in there, it will be there for 7 or 10 days, and that's not something you want to have happen. So you have to make sure you do a nice meticulous sorting, comes off the stems, and we're just left with the grape. And the grapes go into open fermenters, and they'll cold soak there for 3 days. Cold soaking meaning you keep the temperature down, keep them cool, so that fermentation doesn't start. And then we'll let fermentation start after 3 to 5 days. It's a winemaker call. And then it'll go through its entire primary fermentation in these open fermenters. During that time, a cap will form on top, and you have to punch down the cap about 5 times a day to keep it circulating, because it'll make a crust, and if bacteria can start to grow on the crust if it doesn't stay moisturized, and that's a very bad thing. That's going to ruin your wine instantly. And after it does its thing for about its entire primary in the open fermenters, then we pump it into the barrels. Most of our estate wine, in fact almost all of our estate wine, never is pressed.
Working at Crest allows me to work with estate vineyard as well as source fruit, being completely hands-on on winemaking and having full control of farming with gin and winemaking with myself.